1947, big decisions at the top level of command. World War II had proved the vital significance of air power. So now there is a logical reorganization of our military structure. Henceforth, the Air Force will be a separate service. The Army Air Forces become the United States Air Force. A necessary move first proposed years previously by General Billy Mitchell. W. Stuart Symington becomes the first Secretary of the Department of the Air Force. General Carl Spaatz, veteran of the early aviation section of the Army's Signal Corps and distinguished for his record in both World Wars, becomes the first Chief of Staff of the United States Air Force.
A year or so after World War II, there were more than 300,000 of us in the Air Force. And now we had a uniform of our own. We used to be in the Army. Now we had a new look.
And there were about 4,000 of us WAFs, too. Some of us used to be WACs in the Army Air Forces, and a lot of us joined up after the Air Force became a separate service.
Transition, 1947-1950. We walked out the door one day in the Army, changed our insignia, and walked back in the next day in the Air Force. Ray Bertram, U.S. Air Force, retired. September 17, 1947, in barracks and homes around the world, soldiers of the U.S. Army Air Force, many veterans of the fierce air battles of World War II, worked quickly. Removing the olive drab rank stripes from their uniform sleeves, they carefully replaced them with new blue and silver insignia of the United States Air Force. The Air Force had not been born, it had evolved, coming into being as a product of over 4 decades of growth through the sacrifice of pioneer aviators and military visionaries committed to the concept of air power. During the next few years, the transition from a corollary arm of the ground forces to an independent service would manifest gradually. Army green uniforms would bear bright Air Force insignia, stripes, buttons, and collar insignia in new Air Force patterns before the 1949 adoption of the distinctive blue still used today.